Other interesting political news, you have Tim Walz reflecting on his loss. Now, this comes to us thanks to End Wokeness on the good old X, or some people, well, 5 people probably still call it Twitter, or if you're British, Twitter. He says, quote, Tim Walz on his loss. Americans want less inclusive, more negative vision. Which, coming from the guy who says this whole party is all about saying the country is evil and racist and has to be changed from the roots ground up. No. Also fascinating in terms of politics. If you see an American flag, you kind of know who they voted for lately. And this is mostly mentally vacuous. It's Tim Walz. But nevertheless, let's hear. He did one thing right. He did suit up. He did one thing right in his career. Very short list. He also has a Somalian flag on his lapel pin. I'm only kidding a little bit. The Minnesota has been conquered since their once beautiful flag, which is an ornate work of art, was recently redesigned by a kindergartner with a crayon. I'm only partially exaggerating, but it's pretty simplistic in terms of having like 3 different colors and shapes, and looks pretty much like the country's Somalian flag, which makes sense since they imported half their population to Minneapolis. Okay, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but yeah, there's a big importation of that.
I think we're going to have to understand what type of leadership do they want. We were pledging to be inclusive. We were pledging to bring people in. Donald Trump has said that that isn't what he wants. And so if that's what America's leaning towards, I guess for me, it's to understand and learn more about America, because I thought that they were going to probably move towards a more positive message.
Who's more inclusive? Let's see. Biden and Kamala, or Kamala and Tim Walz. Who's on their side? The Cheneys? Obama's, and every douchebag pop celebrity. Who's on Trump's side? Yeah, a lot of former Democrats, a lot of libertarians. You got Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr. There's a lot of folks who went over. I mean, Elon Musk, 10 years ago, was a Democrat. I mean, the Republican Party is a party of unity. I mean, he's from the party of divisiveness and discrimination. And yet he says, oh yeah, the country wants hate. Tim Walz. Tampon Tim, which, again, there's no reason to put those in boys' bathrooms, but that's his mentality because creep. Now, it's got, not as far as I thought it could go, got about 600,000 views and 4.7 thousand likes. Now, one of the first comments, it didn't get the most comments, but it was the first one listed. Below bias, he's a handsome and brilliant gentleman. He's me. The Topping Show on X, in which I say, quote, LMFAO, no one likes Tampon Tim, getting 1 like. Well, biased, but I think that was the best like of all. AKA says, quote, Tim Walz is having a hard time coping, getting 651 likes. Riley Gaines says, did he learn nothing from November 5th? No, Democrats, no, they didn't. Yeah, I think they're just going to lean into the insanity, personally. And it's not politically prudent. They're not going to win unless they import a lot of illegal votes. They've done that from time to time, but again, I don't think they're going to. A lot of people are debating what's going to be a new strategy for Democrats going into next couple of years. I mean, if they go away from the wokeness, they lose, 20, 30% of their brand, their whole base. All the radicals will leave them. They can't it's almost like that movie, Lord of the Rings. They could not resist the power of wokeness. They tried to harness it, and it ended up destroying themselves. You also have Kyle Rugg say, quote, I guess I was wrong about America. They're all hateful and exclusive. It's a wild takeaway from the election. Gained 538 likes. Yep. Again, look at, if you want to get into races and different and stuff like that, I mean, minorities voted for Trump in record numbers. Also have Paul Zupa saying, quote, Tim Walz has only gotten more delusional, getting 174 likes. That's saying something. Cash Loren says, quote, Trump is right. We don't want our country illegally invaded, getting 25 likes. Democrat Media TM says, quote, they still haven't learned nor understand why they lost. Keep this up, Dems. You're just making 2028 much easier to win, getting 107 likes. Planet of Memes, been off a couple of weeks. There's no meme there. Alleged Planet of Memes says, quote, he couldn't be more wrong, getting 134 likes. I mean, I guess in his defense, it worked in Minnesota. Again, Minnesota has become a leftist stronghold like Chicago or Illinois and California. His thought pattern does exist, but again, it's not the main population of America. Which again, first time in 20 years, a Republican won a popular vote. That in itself is a huge accomplishment by Donald J. Trump. Again, he won the Electoral College and the popular. I mean, that is insanely. I mean, that should be a big signal to Democrats that they need to change their ideology or grow up. But I don't suspect they will. AKA says, quote, DK says, quote, how does someone like Tim Walz even get elected to begin with? Getting 383 likes. Which, again, on a local level in Minnesota, they like that. Minnesota's people don't realize how much of a leftist stronghold it is. I mean, they allow abortion all the way up to day of birth in Minnesota. That's what the people, and again, it's a states' rights issue. That's what the people there voted for. I don't agree with it, but that's how they're running their state. House of Trad says, quote, this is what we do not want. Especially Kamala Harris says the Kamala Harris record: open borders, weak military, runaway national debt, mass inflation, terrible economy, unaffordable housing, global conflict, and cultural warfare. 23 likes. Pretty effective infographic. Bella Cowgirl says, so glad he lost. Did you get a single like? Her hashtag is Bella_Cowgirl Texas. She's got Texas in her name. I'll give her at least one like. There you go. Let's see. Never for Life says they still don't get it. It's a picture of Hillary Clinton looking demonic. Well, I guess that's just an average picture of her. Though I should say for the record, Hillary Clinton, very beautiful, intelligent woman, not at all corrupt, not at all has a disproportion of people around her who committed suicide, around 28 people. Totally, I mean, she is wise and brilliant beyond any measure, of course. But coincidentally, I would like to say I don't own any rope, and I plan to live a long, healthy, fruitful life. Just coincidentally want to put out there for the record. You also have Kamala Harris calling Americans Nazis, and Joe Biden calling us garbage. Got 90 likes. 91 now. Pastor Ben says Tim Walz is accurate yet again. Really? He's a Christian. He describes himself as a Christian nationalism is the system level manifestation of the Antichrist. What the heck? So he's a leftist. He's got 159,000 followers. He's got more than me. I guess someone could argue he's doing something right. Though I find his comment mentally vacuous, there is a contrarian statement supporting Tim Walz. They got 12 likes. Almost as many votes as he earned. I also have AJ saying, no, Tim, we vetoed your authoritarianism. Hope this was helpful? You misspelled hope. Nevertheless, we got the point. They got 27 likes. Yeah, never forget Tim Walz during the pandemic lockdowns. He had curfews. If you're standing on your porch after hours, police in Minnesota shot you with paintball guns. That's Tim Walz. He also allowed his city to burn during the George Floyd Summer Love riots, where $2 billion of property damage occurred and dozens of people died. Let's see. House of Trad says, the more inclusive crew. It says Dems, nobody's above the law starter pack. It's Hunter Biden with the laptop, Hillary Clinton with the emails, Epstein's girlfriend with the clients. Her name. Then, what was that? Fauci with the research. Getting 44 likes. I am the science. Yeah, I never forget that from Fauci. Orville says Tim's looking rough these days. It's just Tim Walz looking rough. Yeah, I got about 8 likes for that. So, yeah, let me know the comments. Do you think they'll actually change their political strategy? I mean, again, in terms of Tim Walz, it seems like every Democrat president just kept picking a more inept vice president to make themselves look better. And that's what happens. You pick someone more inept every single time. That's how you get Tim Walz. And Obama, he chose Joe Biden. Joe Biden chose Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris chose Tim Walz. Like every single time they thought, how could I choose someone more inept than me so I can look better in comparison? Which, as horrifying as I mean, Kamala Harris only looks good in comparison to Tim Walz, I think. Which is saying something. That's how low the bar has gotten on their side of the political aisle. But let me know in the comments. Do you think the Democrats will switch their tactics going into the next couple of years? Do you think they'll go down the same road? I mean, they keep picking more and more unqualified individuals. I mean, truth be told, I don't know if there's anyone less qualified than the recent batch they had. That's saying something. But let me know in the comments, because as always, it'd be fascinating to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, try to get to 4,000 subscribers by Christmas, so if you can click that button, I greatly appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.